Have you ever trusted someone only to later realize they weren't who they pretended to be? Maybe it was a friend who acted supportive but secretly envied you. Or a coworker who was kind in front of you but spoke poorly behind your back. It's a frustrating experience, one that leaves you questioning your own judgment. But here's the truth: people always reveal their true colors. The problem? Most of us aren't paying attention. The Stoics believe that a person's true nature isn't shown in their words but in their actions, especially under pressure. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, no matter how well someone hides, their true self will always shine through in the end. In this video, we'll explore 5 undeniable signs that expose someone's real character so you can protect yourself from deception and build stronger, more genuine relationships. Let's begin. Sign number 1: how they handle adversity. If you want to see someone's true nature, don't look at how they act when things are easy, watch how they behave when things go wrong. Anyone can be kind, composed, and agreeable when life is smooth. But when challenges arise, stress, failure, conflict, that's when a person's real character is revealed. The Stoics believe that adversity is the ultimate test of a person's mindset. Epictetus once said, "Difficulties show what men are." Therefore, when trouble comes, remember that the gods are training you. Think about it. Do they stay calm and look for solutions, or do they panic, lash out, and blame others? Do they take responsibility for their actions, or do they make excuses and complain? These moments of struggle expose the truth, whether someone is emotionally strong and rational or weak and impulsive. Imagine 2 coworkers facing the same problem: a failed project. The first person remains calm, analyzes what went wrong, and finds a way to improve. They see failure as a lesson, not a disaster. The second person reacts with frustration. They blame their team, make excuses, and complain about how unfair everything is. Instead of learning, they let their emotions control them. Which of these 2 people would you trust in a crisis? Which one would you want as a friend, partner, or leader? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that we must learn to see obstacles as opportunities. He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, adversity isn't just something to endure, it's something to use. Strong people grow from hardship. Weak people let it break them. People who crumble under pressure or let emotions take control are unreliable. They may seem like good friends or partners when life is easy, but when you truly need them, they will disappear or become a burden. On the other hand, those who handle adversity with strength and rationality are the ones who will stand by you when times get tough. That's why the Stoics trained themselves to welcome challenges. Instead of fearing hardship, they saw it as an opportunity to build resilience. Observe reactions. Pay attention to how people handle stress, failure, and unexpected problems. Look for self-control. A strong person remains calm and rational, even in chaos. Check for blame and excuses. Do they take responsibility or always blame others? Challenge yourself. Train your own mind to see adversity as a chance to grow. In the end, true strength isn't about avoiding struggles, it's about facing them with wisdom and courage. Sign number 2: how they treat those who can't benefit them. One of the clearest ways to see someone's true colors is to observe how they treat people who have nothing to offer them. It's easy to be kind, respectful, and charming when dealing with a boss, a wealthy friend, or someone with influence. But the real test of character? How do they behave towards waiters, cashiers, janitors, or people who are struggling? As Plato once said, the measure of a man is what he does with power. The Stoics believe that true virtue isn't about seeking rewards or recognition, it's about acting with integrity, even when there's nothing to gain. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who is polite to their superiors but rude to their subordinates? Maybe they're friendly to those who can help them but dismissive or even cruel to those they deem unimportant. This behavior reveals their true character. Imagine this scenario. You're out with a friend at a restaurant. They're charming and engaging with you, but when the waiter arrives, their entire demeanor changes. They become impatient, dismissive, maybe even rude. They don't say thank you or acknowledge the waiter's presence at all. This small moment tells you everything you need to know. A kind person doesn't need an audience to act with decency. A respectful person doesn't decide who deserves to be treated well. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, led armies and ruled an empire, yet he constantly reminded himself, "You are just a tiny part of a vast universe. Do not let power make you forget humility." True strength comes from humility and respect, not from looking down on others. How someone treats those beneath them is a preview of how they will treat you, especially when they no longer need you. If they act superior to those in service roles, what happens when your position in their life changes? If they only respect people who can give them something, can you really trust their loyalty? The Stoics teach us that respect should not be transactional. It should be a reflection of our own character. Observe people carefully. Pay attention to how they treat waiters, cleaners, security guards, or even strangers on the street. Test their consistency. Are they only kind when it benefits them? Do they switch personalities depending on who they're talking to? Hold yourself to the same standard. Treat everyone with respect, regardless of their status. Kindness is a sign of strength, not weakness. In the end, a person's true nature isn't found in how they treat their equals, but in how they treat those with no power over them. Sign number 3, their response to success. If you want to see someone's true character, don't just watch how they handle failure, pay attention to how they behave when they succeed. Many people think adversity is the biggest test of character, but success can be just as revealing. Why? Because success gives people power, power to act without fear, power to treat others however they want, and power to let their egos take control. The Stoics warned against letting success corrupt one's character. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful emperors in history, constantly reminded himself, "It is not power that corrupts, but a lack of wisdom in handling it." So how can you tell if someone's success has changed them? When someone achieves success, one of two things usually happens. 1. They stay humble, grateful, and use their success to help others. 2. They become arrogant, entitled, and start looking down on people. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone get a promotion, a big win, or financial success, and suddenly they start treating others differently? They used to be kind and approachable, but now they're dismissive, impatient, or even rude. This is a major red flag. Imagine two colleagues working hard for years. One of them finally gets a big promotion. If they remain humble, continue treating everyone with respect, and acknowledge the team that helped them, it shows their character was always strong. But if they start ignoring old friends, acting superior, and expecting special treatment, it means their kindness was never real, it was just a mask until they gained power. As Epictetus wisely said, wealth and power do not change a man, they only reveal who he truly is. A person who stays humble in success is someone you can trust. They will not abandon you when they reach new heights. They remember where they came from and appreciate those who supported them. On the other hand, someone who lets success inflate their ego will likely betray others when they no longer need them. Today, it might be a friend or colleague, tomorrow, it could be you. The Stoics believe that success should be handled with gratitude and responsibility, not with arrogance. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor, wrote in his journal every day to remind himself to stay grounded. Do not let your power make you forget that you are just a man, like everyone else. Observe how people act after they achieve something. Do they stay kind, or does their ego take over? Watch for changes in their behavior. Are they still the same person, or do they now look down on others? Hold yourself to the same standard. Stay humble, no matter how successful you become. In the end, true success is not just about achievements, it's about how you treat others once you have them. Sign number 4, whether their words align with their actions. It's easy to say the right things. Anyone can talk about loyalty, kindness, and integrity. But the real question is, do their actions match their words? A person's true character isn't revealed by what they say, but by what they do. The Stoics believe that words are meaningless unless they are backed by consistent action. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Think about it. Have you ever met someone who constantly talks about honesty but lies when it benefits them? Or someone who claims to be generous but only gives when people are watching? These inconsistencies reveal a person's true nature more than any speech ever could. Words are easy, but actions require effort, discipline, and sincerity. That's why people who lack integrity often fail to live up to their own claims. Imagine a friend who always preaches about being reliable and supportive, yet every time you need them, they disappear. They say they care, but their actions tell a different story. What does that say about their true character? A Stoic would advise you to observe people, not just listen to them. If someone's words and actions don't align, trust what they do, not what they say. When a person's words and actions are in harmony, it shows strength of character. They don't just speak about values, they live by them. This is the foundation of trust. You know that when they make a promise, they will keep it. When they say they support you, they will show up. On the other hand, those who say one thing and do another are unreliable. Their words become meaningless because they use them as a tool for manipulation rather than a reflection of their true self. The Stoics believe that integrity means being the same person in public and in private. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." If someone claims to value honesty, do they tell the truth when it's difficult? If they say they believe in hard work, do they actually put in the effort, or just talk about it? If they claim to be humble, do they practice humility, or is it just a performance? Observing these small details will tell you everything you need to know. To apply this lesson, pay close attention to how people act over time. Words can be deceptive, but patterns of behavior never lie. Do they follow through on their commitments? Do they treat others with respect even when no one is watching? Most importantly, hold yourself to the same standard. Be someone whose actions align with their values. In the end, it's not what you say that defines you, but what you do. Sign number 5, their ability to control their emotions. One of the clearest signs of inner strength is emotional control. Everyone experiences anger, frustration, and fear. But the difference between a strong person and a weak one is how they handle these emotions. Do they stay calm and rational, or do they lash out and let their emotions control them? The Stoics believe that true power lies in self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Emotional control isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. It means responding rather than reacting, thinking before speaking, and choosing logic over impulse. Think about the people in your life. Have you ever met someone who explodes in anger over minor inconveniences? Or someone who collapses under stress, allowing fear to dictate their actions? These are not signs of strength, but of instability. On the other hand, those who remain composed even in difficult situations are the ones who inspire trust and respect. They don't allow emotions to dictate their behavior. Instead, they use reason and discipline to navigate challenges. Imagine two coworkers dealing with the same problem: a failed project. One gets angry, blames others, and complains about how unfair everything is. Their frustration blinds them, making the situation worse. The other takes a deep breath, analyzes what went wrong, and focuses on solutions. They acknowledge the setback but don't let it control them. They remain calm, collected, and in control. Who would you rather work with? Who would you trust in a crisis? Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, taught that emotions, when unchecked, can destroy us. He said, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." This is why self-control is essential. A person who cannot manage their emotions will struggle to manage their life. To develop emotional discipline, start by observing your reactions. When you feel anger or stress rising, pause. Take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment before responding. This simple habit can transform the way you handle challenges. And as you evaluate others, look beyond their words. Watch how they behave under pressure. Do they lose control, or do they stay composed? The answer will reveal their true strength. Because in the end, the strongest person isn't the one who never feels emotion, it's the one who refuses to be ruled by them. Conclusion. People reveal their true colors not through words, but through actions, especially in adversity, success, and emotional control. Now that you know these 5 signs, take a moment to reflect. Have you overlooked any of them in the people around you? More importantly, do you embody these qualities yourself? The Stoics teach us that wisdom comes from awareness. Pay attention, observe, and surround yourself with people whose actions reflect their values. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, true strength is built through self-mastery.